topics again and again. And if you're watching recording, hello to you also, because we are uploading this in YouTube also. And the topic is very close to my heart, but it was not very easy to understand for me when I was trying to understand this. I had to do a lot of unlearning here and relearning and do some groundwork to understand what it is. And that's why as a Ubuntu we stand, I am because we are an organization who is trying to break any kind of divisions, inequality, unfairness in the world, not to just animals, not to just humans, but as together as a species, because there's no others. We are here together. This is a small attempt to build a bridge and break any barriers. And today our guide is going to be Dr. Suji Nair from Kerala. She is an ally. Now, what is ally and what is this topic? Over to you, Dr. Suji. Please guide us.
Thank you, Abhinav. Thank you for this platform, and thanks to each and everyone who has made it here, because this itself shows the due respect that you hold for every living being on this planet. Right? And the colors on the background, which Abhinav has shared, it's so beautiful, so vibrant, because each color has its own beautiful meaning. If we start with red, it is life. Orange is healing. Yellow is sun. Green is nature. Blue is harmony. And purple is spirit. So this is what pride is all about. It's about understanding that I am accepting you for who you are. So Ubuntu is also nothing but we are because I am. Everything is so aligned, and we are beautifully on this harmonious platform of Ubuntuverse, where we are talking about oneness, equality, compassion. So let's start. Let me quickly share the slide. We can engage on the chat. And if we have any questions, park it for the end. We will discuss then, so that you get everything that I wanted to share with you. I'm not saying I'm a perfect ally, but I'm also learning and evolving in every aspect of my journey. So I hope this session helps you at least a little bit to bring more awareness from where you are right now, so that you can evolve from that journey. Yeah. So let's start here. And my first thing would be, put it on the chat. You see two cute babies in the picture. Tell me which is a boy and which is a girl, or which is a male or which is a female. Let me see who is smart enough to guess it. Pink one is a female and the other is a boy. Okay. Thank you. So we're going to demystify a lot of myths today. Bring it on. No answer is right, no answer is wrong. Just bring your thought, like what you have in your mind right now. When I asked you this question, just put that. Don't let your conscious mind think too much. Should I do this? Should I not do this? Would I be right, wrong? No. Can't make out, okay? Pink is boy, blue is female, maybe, okay? Actually, I don't know, but guessing as color judgment, okay? Yeah, see, we are all a product of what we have been downloaded with. Okay, so just go with that. Blue is girl, pink is boy. Okay, unable to guess. Okay, great. Anybody else wants to share? Okay, pretty much. We got the responses over here, because this is what we are programmed with, right? This is what is in our subconscious. Now, we're going to break this, okay? We need to look from a perspective of how we respect or how we understand another individual, right? These colors, both males, okay, thank you. So when we look at babies, or when we look at mothers to be or fathers to be, we do those, especially in the outside India, they do a party or a celebration for, because they already know what's the, gender of the child. So they do a party like, all blues, because they know now it's the boy. All pink, they do like pink balloons and all the confettis and ribbons and all of it, right? So ideally, it is not about the color. Now, if I say a red color, can you say what gender is a red color? Okay, if I ask you green, what gender is a green color? Right? We cannot put a gender to a color. I can wear a black color. That doesn't make me a female. That neither makes me a male. I put a pink color, or a man, like most of my friends who are men, they wear pink color. But some of them are criticized, they are bullied, saying, "You are a man, how can you even wear a pink?" Like they wear pink trousers. And I have heard some men, who are my very close friends, they're like, "Suji, I had to change my wardrobe because I am constantly bullied, like mocked at, because I wear pink trousers." And they had to get black and blue and all the dark shades. But they're like, "I feel so lively." Like some of us, we resonate with certain colors. When we wear it, we feel that energy, right? We feel so good. We feel like we are in our zone. So colors do not define gender. But this was sold to us by different, brands, merchandise, so that, these colors are attached to gender. But our thinking was always, as a child, if a child is put in front of another child, they don't know which gender which child is. They just love the child in front of them. They just play, they just have fun, right? So we need to understand three things: that costumes, cosmetics, and color. They don't have gender. I can wear a t shirt. That doesn't make me a man or a woman. A man can wear a kurta or a kurti. That doesn't mean they become a female or a male, right? So we need to understand this three C's, even if it is cosmetics, mascara, eyeliner, blushes, that doesn't have a gender, right? When we see classical dances, we are okay with a man putting all those makeup and we don't judge. But if someone comes into a workplace or for a party, and if it's a man putting all those the blushes and foundation, we somehow give a very awkward look. It is very subconscious. It's not that I want to do it, but it happens very subconsciously. And that is where we need to build that conscious awareness, right? So first thing, I hope we are able to work on this right now, because it doesn't happen overnight, but it comes gradually, right? So, pink, blue has no gender. It doesn't show just because you're wearing pink, okay, this is what your gender is, or this is what your sex is, okay. Now we'll come to that also. But these are quite traditional norms which has been plonked upon us as a child. As a child, when we go to a shop, I want to get a blue shirt. They're like, "You're a girl, so wear a pink. Why do you want to wear blue?" So then I will be like, okay, then maybe. So then the belief goes like, okay, blue is not for me. And from there, we build it. So tomorrow, when somebody wears, we have the same judgment, because it is coming through a half knowledge to us, and then this half knowledge is passed on. And that goes as generational trauma, is what we call, right? So now let's understand. Okay, tell me, for you, what is it? Is gender and sex the same, or is it different? What is your understanding? Is gender and sex same? If it is same, put it yes. If it is no, put it no. Okay, different. Okay. We might have seen this on our birth certificate, right? The moment we are born, the doctors write gender, right? So, what is it for you? Is it same? Is it different? Was same for 27 years, but not same now. Great. We all have bulb on moments sometime. Nice. It's different. Up to now, I thought same. Thank you. Thank you for your vulnerability. It means a lot. Okay. Thank you. So, yes, gender was, it was sealed upon us when we were born. Just because the doctor saw our mother delivering us and they saw something about us which made them write on the birth certificate, okay, this is a female, this is a male, right? They saw our body part, our sex organs or the genitalias, what we call, and that defined to the doctor also that is your gender. So imagine the level of misconception people have in different areas because the level of awareness is not there, right? So sex doesn't define your gender, and gender doesn't define my sex. Just because I'm born with female reproductive system doesn't make me feel inside my head that I'm a female, right? I love wearing jeans. I love wearing shorts. I love wearing t-shirts. I love wearing shirts to office. I exhibit my masculine energies. Now, that doesn't make me a man, also. Okay, so, if society is confiding us into a box, a female, a male, a world is all about this, it is a complete myth. A man can wear a sari, a wrap around skirt, or wear a crop top. Like my son keep exploring everything in my wardrobe. He's like, "Mommy, I want to try this. Mommy, I want to try that." If I wear a lipstick, he's like, "Can I just try this?" If I wear a earring, he's like, "Can I put this?" So he's pierced his ear. So tomorrow, if he tells me that, he defines himself apart from the sex that he was born to, it is up to me as a mother to understand how do I feel in that moment. If I were to tell that to my father, he would have thrown me out of the house. Because he doesn't have that awareness. It's not his fault. But just because I know he's not aware of the community, I cannot judge him. I cannot tell, what a man, he doesn't know, like he cannot accept his child just because of gender. So then your love is very conditional. So then when you cannot love your own humankind, forget about other living beings. So we are not here to judge others. We're just here to understand everyone is at their level of evolution. So when it comes to sex, it is about the body organs, like how we have eyes, nose, ears, your sex organs. Everything is your body organs, right? So it is about your body part. When it comes to gender expression, it's about how I wish to express myself, right? So, for example, I have been born in a female sex organ. My gender expression is neutral. Sometimes I dress feminine, sometimes I dress masculine. Now, why again this conversation? Because again, shirts are coined as masculine. Okay, salwars are coined as feminine. Okay, so this is how we think. But again, like I said in the beginning, clothes do not have gender. It's up to me how I like feeling. Like just because I have this hairstyle doesn't mean I'm a male and doesn't even say that I'm a female. It is my choice of cutting it the way I like it. But if I had to do this in my 15 or 20s, I would have scared to shit to do it. Because my parents will not let me do it. They'll be like, you are a female, females need to have long hairs. I have friends who are male who have long hairs, who are embracing their masculinity in their femininity. So we all have both the energies. When you are in a female body, when you are running the show in the house, you are earning, you are bringing money onto table, you're putting food onto the table, it's your masculine energy. When you are getting into the family way, you're creating a space in your uterus, you're making a womb, you're creating the next generation. It's your feminine energy. So sometimes we play both the roles. If you see in your day to day life, we play both the roles. So nothing defines that you are a female. So you live only like a female. You just have to be, below the man, just listen to the man, be according to that. That is again a thought that is given to us. We are all a product, we are all being given this, and we have become a consumer to this market. Right? I hope there are so many things which is coming up like a bulb on, which is creating a lot of realization. Just maybe put a thumbs up if you resonate, a heart if you deeply resonate. Yes, wonderful. Great. So I hope we are clear. What is it about sex? What is gender expression? I can express in different ways. My gender identity could be different from my sex that I was born in. I might have been born with a female sex organ, but as gender, I would say to the world that I am a male, or I feel male and female depending on different situations, different times. It could evolve over a period of time. Some people may not always feel as a female throughout their life, though they were born with female reproductive organs. Vice versa with male. So it depends on the person. It is not the society or the parents who define what is your gender identity. It is only you who know how you feel on the inside. Nobody else knows it. Right? Now, let's move on from here. So just let me know if you're clear with these terminologies. Maybe put a yes or a thumbs up. If not, we will come back to the Q&A later. Okay, great. Wonderful. So let's move on to understand a little more deeper. Now we spoke about gender identity. Okay, there are two sides. One is assigned gender versus gender identity. Okay, so only if you have got the previous slide, this would become more clear to you because now it's getting deeper. Okay, all we thought was gender, sex is the same. It's not. Let's see what is coming up. Okay, assigned gender means what was assigned to you when you were born. So for me, what was coined for me was I'm a female. But gender identity is now. What does Suji identify with? What my parents gave me was female. But now I may be feeling a female or I may be feeling a male. And that is my journey to come out to people. That process is called coming out. So a person from the community, it's a pain sometimes to keep coming out to different people when you move from school to college, college to companies, then relationship, then it's like a daily coming out journey. Just imagine a heterosexual person who's born in a male body, considers themselves as a male, or a female from a heterosexual community. And by the way, heterosexual is also coming in the pride community. If you Google pride flags, you will get all the flags of all the identities, and heterosexual is also part of it. So we are all part of the community. We are all part of this vibrant spectrum. Was that a bulb on? Yeah, right. So coming back to the gender identity. So I just because I am from an heterosexual community, I don't have to keep coming out. And that is why maybe the heterosexual community finds it very difficult that why does this person have to keep every day? Like today they come out as a, if they're born in a male body, today they come out as a female, tomorrow they feel, no, I'm a transgender, then they feel, no, I am a lesbian. This is why the heterosexual community finds it difficult, some of them, to even accept that what is this? Why is this person going on talking about their coming out journey? Because it is a journey which is not being accepted worldwide. Similar to how we have other minority communities which we call like people with disabilities, people with neurodiversity. So if we take a population of all these communities, we are all at proportion. But somewhere this minority majority comes, which is quite hurtful, right? So assigned gender is something what is assigned to us when we are born. And gender identity is what do you identify at this moment. And in the image, you also see one more, right? Orientation or attraction. That is where your sexual or your romantic identity comes, right? We all have a partner, right? Some may have, some may not. Now, you having a partner shows your sexual attraction, shows your romantic relationship, right? If I look at my parents, that is a romantic relationship which they have lived for all these years. Now, may not be all men would choose a female. Some men would choose men, or some females would choose female, or some individuals may choose, like if I'm a female, I could have attraction to a male or a female. For me, the physical body doesn't matter much. It is about the energy that I share. There could be people like that also. So that is what the bright pride spectrum is all about. You can fall in love with anyone whom you feel deeply connected with yourself, which comes from your heart. So, sex, gender identity has got nothing to do with this. It is three different directions, right? Your sex is on one side, which is your biological representation, your gender identity, my female sex organ, my female identity has got nothing to do with my sexuality. It is how I feel in my heart when I see another individual. There could be identities who have no connection to the physical presence of the human. If that person is a musician, if that person is a dancer, and if they see any dancers, they just fall for that person. They may worship that person for the rest of their life. Those individuals are called pansexuals. They have no identity towards, I would only fall in love with a female or only with a male. No. Some individuals may only fall in love with nature. They don't really have any attraction to male or female. They would have a platonic relationship, which is friendship with human beings, but their connection may be completely to animals or maybe nature. So it is an evolving journey. We cannot say that some of us would be the same throughout our lifetime. No. It is a beautiful spectrum which keeps evolving. But when that evolution is happening inside me, for example, I may not know how to come out. All this while I felt I was a female from sex and from gender, but how do I come out? How would people accept me? How would people judge me? How would people look at me? This is what is going on in me. But there would be some individuals who would be just straightforward. They will just speak it out. They will tell, this is how I feel. Today, I feel like dressing up the way I feel. I just want to do things what I feel good. And some people are there who do not have any sexual attraction to any individual, which means they would have a partner, they have a loving relationship, they may go for traveling, they may eat, they may dine, they may go for holidays. But when it comes to physical attraction, they do not have. They don't like their body being touched. Such individuals are called asexual. And we need to respect that boundaries. I know many of my clients who have relationship issues just because one partner has a staunch judgment that he doesn't let me have an intimate relationship. But when I speak to the spouse, that's the husband, he's like, I am not interested in the sexual act. And that is what happens many of the times, especially in our Indian society. Because the moment a boy child is born, schooling, college, employment, marriage. Marriage is a must. You need to marry. You need to marry a female. There is no other option. But do the parents even know what is the sexual orientation of this man, of their son? They may not know. And even the child, as growing as a boy, he would know that I know my identity. I know whom I'm attracted to when I sit in class, college, or in office. I know whom do I feel friendly with, whom do I feel romantic with. They know, but they're scared to say it. Why? Because they know that they may be thrown out of their family. They know their parents. Like children know parents even before they were in the womb. So that becomes a fear for them to even open up. Would my parents accept me? Would I have a shelter to live? Would I have food to eat? Would I have a safe place to live in? Because we know many children who are being abandoned the day one when they are born. You know why? Many places, yes, it's because they have this notion it's a girl child. Let's just get away from this headache. Who would take care of the marriage, the jewelry, the bride, so on and so forth. So the moment they think it's a female, it's a misfortune, some families think. It's evolving over a period of time, but even now, we have a count of every state, every city. How many children, how many teenagers are committing suicide? They're being thrown out of the family, they're being burnt alive, they're going through molestation, abuse, physical, mental, emotional. The counts are horrifying. And there are children who are born intersex. Is that their fault? It is not even the fault of the parents. It is just that you are born biologically like that. You may not have a female sex organ or a male sex organ. You may have an intersex, which means you have a fusion of both the organs in you. So, such individuals, when they are born, the parents just leave the hospital even without taking that child. They just put them into the sewage pit, or they walk out, they put them into the drainage, or they just walk up to a transgender community and they just leave the child there at a dark night and they come off. And they tell their parents that, oh, it was a miscarriage or it was a still baby, so we lost the child. But deep through their life, they will hold that guilt. Why are we so conditioned? Right? This is something which we need to ponder over, but this is what is happening in many communities. Children are discarded because they are born intersex. We have known certain people who lived their whole life thinking they are in the male body, and they had an accident, road accident, and they vacated the body. So usually they do post-mortem after that. And when the post-mortem was done, the doctors found that this person has the different organ, or the different sex organ, the reproductive organ in their body when they did the post-mortem. So some individuals don't even know that what organs do they have for the rest of their life. Because we have been told from the childhood that you're born in this, you're this, you're this. And I know certain parents who have intersex children and they are safe with their family. Society, their relatives, chacha, mama, family, uncle, aunts, nobody questions because their parents stand by them as their shield. That is the power of having parents who stand by. Sometimes they may not like it, they may not know what it is all. It is the first time they're giving to a child and they gave birth to an intersex child. But they don't judge, they don't kill the child, they don't abandon the child, they learn. They go through the journey as a team. They're like, we are together. If this was our soul journey, it was for a purpose. Let's go through it together. And that is what is important. And that is the beauty of life, embracing the indifferences and living together. It takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of awareness and learning, because we need to unlearn a lot of things as parents, as we have been taught from our childhood. Because when I see my parents, I have seen only a heterosexual life. But tomorrow, my child comes with a boy and says, this is my partner. I need to ask myself, where do I stand with him? Am I ready to accept? If I am not, what is my next step? Right? So these are things we need to be very, very sensitive about. Right? So sexuality is nothing but your sexual attraction towards the other person. Right? We can see many individuals with this pride spectrum, because today the community is coming out. Today's generation, Gen Z, Gen Alpha, they are coming out because they don't want to live those old lifestyle where you just sit in a room to yourself, embrace your own identity, dress up for your own self. You don't come out of the room just because you know if you come out of the room, you might get a slap and get kicked out of the house. But today's children, today's generation, they want to come out. They know the road is risky. They know that may be the last day of their life, but they do it because they love themselves and they want to be accepted for who they are. Some of them don't even demand that wanting of acceptance. They're like, it's okay. If my family doesn't accept, it's fine. I will live my life. If I have come onto this planet to live and to thrive in my life, I will do it anyways. So these individuals go through a lot of depression, a lot of anxiety. Suicidal thoughts are so much in them because sometimes some of them are feeling so much like there's no one to talk, there's no one to share, there's no one to just sit along. Because some people after college, they think, okay, I can come out now. And the moment they come out, their school friends, their college friends, they start unfriending them. Their Facebook friend list goes low. WhatsApp, they start deleting, they start blocking this person. They're like, they've gone mad. I don't want to have connection with this. Like, I have my children. What if this person influenced my child? All such kind of thoughts. Like some people have even walked up to me and asked, Suji, during COVID, when all the viral outburst was happening, was this the time when this community was formed? Like, was it like a viral infection because of which these people are born? I mean, what do I even see? If we look at our ancient heritage, we go to those big monuments, those big carvings on the, big monuments, which is there even now. You can see all the pride identities on that. You can see the different, the godly figures that we believe in. Identities are there. So this was not something which sprouted out just now, 10 years back, 20 years back, 50 years back. No. We have always been part of the community. I know individuals who have lived a married life, who have lived a family life, and they have told me that though I am a father, though I am a breadwinner to the family, though I am a husband to my wife, I am very, very homosexual. But I had to live this family because I'm born in this family. This family has a status, it has a pride factor, and I have to live up to it. I cannot bring shame to my family. So I had to make babies. And then after they were 55 or 60, they have come to a mutual understanding with their partner. They have split ways. And now this man is living with his own partner. Now they are embracing life. And the partner is perfectly fine because she understands that he has sacrificed his life for like 30 years in marriage to do everything. But even now, he's sponsoring for his children. He's taking care of his children for their upbringing, whatever is needed. They all come together as a family. They celebrate. And even the children have accepted the father's identity and their sexual orientation. It is a journey. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes a lot of courage. So let's understand. By now, I'm sure I've explained all the terminologies, but the plus has a lot of it. Like, according to the recent survey, we have come across 25,000 plus identities. Why? Because now, like I said, individuals are opening up. They don't want to sit in the closet. They are just outspoken now. But at least we need to know this much as a human. That's the least what we can do for our fellow beings. Okay, L means lesbian, means a female who is attracted to another female. G is gay, which means a male who is attracted to another male. Bisexual are individuals who could be attracted to more than one gender, male, female. They feel the same energy, the same impulses, the butterflies in the belly. It just happens naturally. Transgenders are individuals who do not identify with their sex, which they were born in. So if I am born in a female reproductive organ, as I grow, I don't feel I am a female. I feel more masculine. My mind thinks more masculine, my body behaves more masculine. And over a period of time, I might feel like I want to call myself as a trans man, means transition to a man. So, trans man. On the other side, if a person is born with a male sex organ and they identified through their childhood as a male, but as they are growing, they're feeling more feminine. Their thinking, their talking, their walking, their expressions, everything is more feminine. And they feel like I'm born in the wrong body. I just feel deep from my soul and spirit that I'm a female. And that is when they start calling themselves as trans women. And then they may choose that, do I want to surgically change myself so that I align with my mind and my heart? So then they go through the surgical procedures, which is way more painful, right? They have to change organs after organs. They have to go through that surgeries. It's a painful process because, like, in a day, you cannot do the entire surgery. It goes phase by phase, like 3 months, then healing. Body needs to heal. Like, imagine all of us might have gone through an experience of a fracture or a wound or a stitches some point of time, right? How is the pain? It takes time to heal. So when someone is going through the transition, that transition phase is very, very painful. But if someone keeps judging you, like, are you doing only the top surgery? Are you not doing the bottom surgery? This is not relevant questions to be asked. Just because I'm married, I have a partner, I'm having a family life, doesn't mean somebody questions me, what am I doing on my bed? Nobody would ask me that. Then why would we ask that to our community members? It is their personal life. We have nothing to ask. If someone is opening up to you that I went through this transition, I'm undergoing this right now, having pills to change my vocals from female to male, and then I would go through my hair treatments, then I would go through my upper body, lower body, and it is painful every day. This hormonal pills, it keeps hurting. I get nauseating. I feel very anxious throughout the day or very irritated throughout the day. Then what does that mean? They trust you as a human. They feel that energy that they can share with you. And that is a blessing in disguise. Because if someone trusts you and opens up to you, you are someone very special to them. Do not break that trust. Do not ever ask inappropriate questions. Even if you have a doubt or a question, ask them like, I don't know much about this journey, but I have a question if I may ask. But don't feel bad or don't take it like I'm hurting you. But I just want to ask this. They would open up because they know what is the journey of pain, what they have been going through ever since their childhood. Maybe their parents never understood, maybe their siblings never understood. But today you understand, so they would be like, okay, go ahead. So for them to trust another individual is very difficult, because all their life they have had broken trust, broken relationship from blood relationship itself. That's why sometimes we say, right, our family is way beyond blood relationships. Because there are some people outside the blood relationship whom we connect from our soul. So always respect if someone opens up to you. The Q stands for cure or question. So if I say I'm a cure, I feel I belong to the community, but where do I fall? Is it L, G, B, T, P, I, A, H? I don't know now. But I know I am a cure. I am cure is an umbrella term for the entire community together. But at this moment, I am fine to be a cure. I don't want to coin myself that I am a homosexual or I am a pansexual or an asexual. I'm okay with where I am right now. But those people are also bullied. They're like, oh, you don't even know your identity? Okay, let me guess. Maybe you're a homosexual or maybe you're a pan. None of our business. It is their journey. Imagine they themselves finding themselves as a cure itself is a big identification for them. They've at least identified themselves through their journey. Some may be questioning. They are still in a questioning stage. Like, I'm born with a female reproductive organ, but I don't align. I don't feel that too much of femininity in me. I feel different. But I don't want anybody to give me advices and suggestions. I don't want. I'm fine. And some individuals, lifelong, they are in that questioning stage and they are okay. All they need maybe is a trusted soul sitting with them to just listen to them. They don't want advices and suggestions most of the times. They just want a shoulder, a ear, a heart to listen to them. Intersex are individuals who are born with a varied reproductive organ. They may be individuals who may decide, yes, I would love to be in a married relationship with a spouse, right? So, spouse is a gender neutral word, what we use, so that people don't feel offended. Okay? So, I wouldn't ask, who is your husband? Maybe they have a wife. Maybe she has a wife. She doesn't have a husband. So, spouse is more healthier. Maybe if two individuals who are male, they have a child, and only one man comes to me with the child, and I'm like, okay, who's the mother? Who is the parent? Gender neutral word. So we use parent, we use spouse, we use hi everyone, not hi guys. Here I have people from different identities. That doesn't mean I say hi guys. There could be some people who are still in that questioning stage. We don't know. They may feel hurt. So when you acknowledge a crowd, you say hi everyone, hi team, hi people, gender neutral. This is how we respect, right? Then comes asexual. Like I said, they can get married. They may decide not to have a child for the rest of their life if both the partners, so partner is again another gender neutral word. Okay, if both the partners decide that they don't want to have children, because my partner doesn't love getting into the act of intercourse, so I will respect my partner's boundaries. That also takes a lot of courage. They may adopt a child. Now, immediately their parents will question, their in laws will question, why can't you make a baby? Now, their parents may not be knowing their child was all this life living an intersex life. Or the child might have been an asexual. They are not having that physical intimacy. They may have a friend, put a hand on the shoulder, hug, all that is fine. But anything beyond that, they feel very uncomfortable. They literally feel like a rape, a molest. But when you respect the other individual, you respect their boundaries. Maybe it hurts you, but you do it. Sometimes they come to a mutual understanding and they part ways. They still keep in touch. They may even come for their, the other partner may find their asexual partner. They may get married. And this other partner may also go, the ex partner may also go for the wedding. They may celebrate. It all depends on the openness, it all depends on the mindset. So it's how we are able to accept it. Plus, we have many more. Like we have books, we have articles, we have blogs, we have personal journeys which people have come out as pansexual, androgynous, lot of other identities are there. But at least we need to be aware of LGBTQIA. A here also stands for ally. What does an ally mean? I could be a lesbian and I am supporting the community. I may be a heterosexual, which also comes in the pride community, and I stand up for this community because they are a part of me. They're just humans like me with 2 eyes, 2 ears, 1 nose, 1 mouth, 2 hands, 2 legs. So I stand for the cause. So whoever is standing up, speaking up for our community members, we don't call them, we call us. Pride community is not like they are like that, they are like this. No, we are like that. Because tomorrow we never know who comes out to us. Tomorrow maybe my father comes out to me, or my mother comes out to me, or my siblings come out to me, or my child comes out to me, or I may come out to them. But if my child doesn't have the awareness that, Mummy, you are my mummy, how can you tell this? Like, this is not something. Then I am done. Like, that is my only life whom I can share the story with. Because being a single mother, this is the only bond that I have where I am living it every single day, 24/7. And if this individual doesn't accept me, then imagine every day, how am I living in this house? So imagine a child who's going through their transition, or they realize what is their gender identity. How do they feel? So we are all allies if we support the humankind or any kind. Right? We are all allies in different ways if we look at. Right? We may have different things what we are aligned to, and we are all allies in different ways. So allyship is all about, do I respect the other person who's standing in front of me just the way they are? You look at an apple tree, you look at a mango tree, you don't judge the mango tree. Hey, why are you not an apple tree? Such a shame. Like, look at the apple tree. That apple tree is meant to grow apples. Mango tree is meant to grow mangoes. They cannot be same. So when we can accept the diversity in the plant kingdom, why not in the human kingdom? There are homosexual lions. There are homosexual animals. So this is natural. So let's just pause here and maybe we'll go through a video. So Ankit, if you can please help me with the video, and then we'll come back. Thank you. Thank you so much for all your responses. It totally means a lot.
That was amazing. Even I got to know some things I did not know. Yeah, let's see.
Thank you.
वेलकम बैक। तो आप लोगों को सोचने का मौका मिल गया होगा। बताइए आप लोगों को क्या लगता है, अगर आपका बच्चा या बच्ची आपसे आकर ऐसी बात कहे कि मैं गे हूं, लेस्बियन हूं, होमोसेक्सुअल हूं, ट्रांसजेंडर हूं या बाइसेक्सुअल हूं, तो आप लोगों का क्या रिएक्शन होगा? आप में से कितने ऐसे हैं जो इस बात को आसानी से एक्सेप्ट कर लेंगे, मतलब कोई प्रॉब्लम बिल्कुल ही नहीं होगा? हाथ ऊपर करके बताइए। वाह, करीब आधे हैं। और आप में से कितने हैं जिनको थोड़ा ये डिस्टर्बिंग लगेगा, मुश्किल होगा, थोड़ा अपसेट हो जाएंगे। अच्छा, आप लोग एकदम खुल के बोलिए, कोई टेंशन मत रखिए, जो आपके मन में सच बात आपको बोलना चाहिए। हाँ हाँ हाँ।
ऐसा अगर मेरा बच्चा आके मुझे एकदम से कहेगा तो मुझे एकदम से झटका लगेगा।
तो उस वक्त आप क्या करेंगे? उसको डांटेंगे?
नहीं डांटेंगे नहीं। आई ट्राई टू वर्क आउट अ सॉल्यूशन विद हिम।
सोल्यूशन क्या हो सकता है, आपको क्या लगता है?
अगर वो गे रह गए तो मैं उसको काउंसिल करेगा कि वेदर ही कैन ऑप्ट आउट ऑफ इट।
अगर उसका मन बदल सकता है क्या?
हाँ यस।
और कोई? हाँ हाँ, आप बताइए।
सच्ची में ऐसा अगर इंसिडेंस हो जाता है तो अगर कम्युनिटी में देखे, सब जगह पे देखे तो एक्सेप्टेंस इजीली हो नहीं सकता ये चीज़ का।
जी।
ये मैं 100% मेरे साइड से बोलता हूँ।
जी जी जी। हाँ हाँ मैडम, आप कुछ बोल रहे हैं?
मेरी बेटियां ये कल जाके मुझे कहेगी कि मम्मी मुझे लड़का नहीं लड़की पसंद है, तो पैर की जमीन फिसल जाएगी। अरे ये क्या बोल रही है, उसको लड़का पसंद आना चाहिए तो लड़की पसंद आ रही है बोल रही है। तो ये इतना मुमकिन नहीं है।
आई एम श्योर कि आप बहुत सारे पेरेंट्स यहाँ पर हैं, आप सबके मन में बहुत सारे सवाल भी होंगे। तो हमारे साथ इस वक्त डॉक्टर अंजलि मौजूद हैं। डॉक्टर अंजलि छाबरिया, प्लीज ज्वाइन मी। डॉक्टर अंजलि एक साइकियाट्रिस्ट हैं। डॉक्टर अंजलि, हमें बताइए कि क्या होमोसेक्सुअल होना या गे या लेस्बियन होना या बाइसेक्सुअल या ट्रांसजेंडर होना, क्या ये कोई बीमारी है, कोई डिजीज है?
बिल्कुल नहीं, ये बिल्कुल बीमारी नहीं है, ये कुदरती है।
तो पैदाइशी ये है?
बिल्कुल। और इसमें कोई किसी की गलती नहीं है कि बच्चा ऐसा है।
बच्चे की गलती नहीं है, ना माँ बाप की गलती है।
बिल्कुल ना।
ऐसा नहीं है कि माँ बाप ने कुछ
है।
गलती की है,
इस
उसको
वजह से।
परवरिश में कोई गलती हुई है, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है।
ऐसा कुछ नहीं है।
फिर भी बहुत सारे माँ बाप को लगता है
हाँ
कि ये एक बीमारी है और वो फिर बच्चे को डॉक्टर के पास ले जाते हैं ताकि उसका इलाज हो। तो उसके लिए आपको क्या कहना है?
देखिए, अगर मैं आपको कहती हूँ कि आज से अब लड़कियों की तरफ मत देखिए और लड़कों की तरफ सेक्सुअली देखिए, क्या आप कर सकेंगे?
नहीं, मैं नहीं कर पाऊंगा।
तो अगर आप नहीं कर पाएंगे तो फिर हम कैसे सोच सकते हैं कि वो लड़का या वो लड़की कर पाएगी?
जी।
तो जैसे हेट्रोसेक्सुअल होमोसेक्सुअल नहीं बन सकता, वैसे होमोसेक्सुअल हेट्रोसेक्सुअल नहीं बन सकता।
तो मेडिकली इसको बदलना मुमकिन नहीं है?
जी जी।
तो फिर भी कुछ डॉक्टर्स शॉक्स भी देते थे बच्चों को।
देखिए, जो ये डॉक्टर्स ऐसे कर रहे हैं वो बिल्कुल गलत कर रहे हैं, इसमें कोई सच्चाई नहीं है और ऐसी ट्रीटमेंट्स होनी ही नहीं चाहिए क्योंकि ये बीमारी ही नहीं है।
तो आप शॉक दें, कुछ भी दें, आप मुझे बदल नहीं
बिल्कुल।
सकते। योगा से ये चीज बदल सकते हैं हम लोग?
बिल्कुल नहीं।
मतलब ये भी हमने सुना है कि योगा से ये ठीक हो सकता है।
देखिए, आजकल हमारे देश में मतलब कोई भी प्रॉब्लम होता है तो पहले आप सोचते कि योगा कर लो सब कुछ ठीक हो जाएगा। वेयरएज मतलब योग इज अ पार्ट ऑफ लाइफ, हमें सबको करनी चाहिए, उससे हमारी हेल्थ बदलेगी।
योगा से बहुत फायदा होता है।
हाँ जी, मगर ये चीज नहीं बदल
हाँ।
सकती है क्योंकि ये बीमारी ही नहीं है, ये एक कुदरती है। तो आप उसे चेंज कैसे कर सकेंगे?
तो इसमें हमें कुछ करने की जरूरत नहीं है?
बिल्कुल नहीं। मगर कि लोगों की शादियां हो जाती हैं और शादियां टूट जाती हैं और लड़की के ऊपर क्या गुजरती है अगर लड़का होमोसेक्सुअल हो।
आप लोगों के पास कोई सवाल है डॉक्टर के लिए? हाँ।
मैं 2 नॉर्मल बच्चों का पिता हूँ, ऐसा मुझे लग रहा है, नॉर्मल ही होंगे। तो ऐसे गे, होमोसेक्सुअल या बाइसेक्सुअल या लेस्बियन बच्चों के साथ खेलने से उन्हें कोई खतरा नहीं है?
देखिए, पहले बात है कि होमोसेक्सुअल भी नॉर्मल इंसान ही होते हैं।
हाँ, हम सब नॉर्मल हैं।
हम सब नॉर्मल होते हैं और अगर हमारा बच्चा किसी होमोसेक्सुअल के साथ दोस्ती करेगा, वो होमोसेक्सुअल नहीं बन जाएगा। तो ये कोई आपको कह नहीं सकता है, कोई आपको इन्फ्लुएंस नहीं कर सकता
तो
है।
संगत का कोई असर नहीं होता है?
संगत का कोई असर नहीं होता है।
हमें ध्यान ये देना चाहिए पेरेंट्स होने की हैसियत से कि हमारे बच्चे जिस कंपनी में हैं वो अच्छे इंसान हों।
बिल्कुल।
हाँ हाँ, आपका सवाल है?
जब से इस विषय पे चर्चा चल रही है, थोड़ी धड़कनें बढ़ी हुई हैं। मेरे बच्चे पूछेंगे तो मैं तो बिल्कुल तैयार नहीं हूँ।
आप तैयार नहीं है?
मैं बार बार तैयार हो रहा हूँ, बार बार ना जा रहा हूँ। है ना
जी।
पर अगर ऐसा होता है तो क्या पहले 3 स्टेप उठाना चाहिए मदर फादर को, जिससे कि उनका बचपन खराब ना हो? बस
पहली बात ये है कि ये चीज कोई सोच के 1 या 2 दिन में ये चीज आके बताता नहीं है अपने माँ बाप को। लोगों को सालों साल लग जाते हैं क्योंकि उन्हें ऐसे लगता है कि पेरेंट्स अगर स्वीकार नहीं करेंगे तो हमारा क्या होगा और उनका क्या होगा। तो अगर बच्चे ने हिम्मत जुटाई है आपको बोलने के लिए तो आप आराम से उसकी बात सुनिए और फिर ये चीज को स्वीकार कीजिए और फिर उसे कहिए कि हम आपके साथ हैं,
हम आपको सपोर्ट करेंगे।
हम आपको
क्योंकि
support
पेरेंट्स का
करेंगे।
सपोर्ट बहुत जरूरी है, वरना अगर पेरेंट्स ही बच्चों को सपोर्ट नहीं करेंगे तो बच्चा और टूट जाता है, वैसे भी वो डरा हुआ है।
बिल्कुल, इनफैक्ट क्या होता है, अगर आप उसे डराएंगे, धमकाएंगे, फिर वो बच्चा आपसे दूर चला जाता है और वो अपने आप की खोज में कितने सारे गलत काम करता है, ड्रग्स लेना शुरू करता है, घर से भाग जाता है, अपने आप को मारने की कोशिश करता है। अगर आपका बच्चा, उसकी सेक्सुअलिटी कुछ भी हो, आप उसे सपोर्ट कीजिए और जितना प्यार आप देंगे उतना आपके बच्चे के साथ रिलेशनशिप और अच्छी हो जाएगी।
डॉक्टर अंजलि, बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया हमसे बातचीत करने का और इस बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण मुद्दे पर रोशनी डालने का। थैंक यू सो मच।
Thank you so much for sharing it. I hope this brought some insights, some learnings, right? So every child is normal, including a child who is a homosexual, a gay, a lesbian, or even a child on a wheelchair, or even a child with a hearing aid, or even a child with a walking stick. Every human is normal. It is our mind which categorizes that who is abnormal, who is normal, nothing, right? So it's how we look at our fellow beings and how we support. So basic things that we need to learn, that how do we communicate now if we come across a person? Because now your energies are connected. Now, because awareness is building, you will definitely meet someone who is from our community. So what do you need to do? There are certain do's, that ask questions respectfully, right? Just ask, like, I have a question. I may sound very foolish, stupid, whatever, but I just want to clarify something. So ask respectfully, not like just bluntly, you don't look like a homosexual. Why can't you dress up like a man? Why are you behaving like this? No, right? Be respectful in your conversation. Like how you expect respect, give respect. Listen actively. Some of them might not have had anybody throughout their life to share. So listening is very important. And remember, gender identity and sex in the mind. They are two different things. So no matter it is a homosexual, heterosexual, pansexual, whoever is talking to you, remember the definition. It is very important, right? So just because I come and say that, I'm a trans man, they're like, no, you look like a female with the female organs on your body. No. Right? And maintain confidentiality. If someone is opening up to you, you are their best human they can have. So respect that confidentiality. If I am opening up to you and saying, hey, Abhinav, I am a bisexual, but let it be between us. I don't want to share it with others. Now that responsibility solely comes on Abhinav, how he uses or misuses this information, and that decides my future with Abhinav on our friendship. Right? So privacy, courtesy, very, very important. If someone is telling I'm going through my transition phase, I'm taking pills, or I've got my bottom surgery done, it is just for you to know, not chai pe charcha, get over a conversation, have gossips, on a tea connect, walk, oh, she told me this, he told me this. No. Treat everyone like just another human like you. And be open and compassionate. That is the key to all of it. That is the foundation on which all this stands. And what are the don'ts? Do not out a person. If I have revealed my identity to someone, that needs to be confidential until and unless I am not willing to open up to others. Respect that. Because I may have a family. I have to live with my family. I have to live it throughout my life. I don't want to break this family just because of my identity. So it's okay. I will compromise. I will live this life. But I don't want anybody to know apart from my friend. Misgendering someone, offensive language, like, we have a lot of different slangs in different parts of our locality, region, which we use, different numbers, hijra, this, that, a lot of words. We need to refrain from using such things because we are individuals with our own identities. Inappropriate personal questions, complete no, what is happening in your bedroom, what is down there, how is your body, did you get this done, did you get that done? No labeling individuals. Just because they see a particular way or let me just mock at them. If they are walking, if a man is walking, more like a feminine energy, let me mock them. So they will feel conscious and they will stop doing it. Maybe that's a disease. No. Always respect how individuals are. And no slang, offensive words in public, outside, in front of them, behind them. Avoid doing that. And avoid asking a person, if someone is coming out to you and saying, I'm a homosexual, they're like, why don't you go to a psychiatrist? Maybe something is wrong, some wiring is wrong. No. Do not recommend counseling because they may not need it. If they need it, they would do it. If I am feeling a cold or a cough or a headache, I will go to a doctor. I will definitely go. But if I know that I'm a bisexual, I know it. That is the end of it. I don't need anything further. If I am a pansexual individual and I call people in for home gathering, have a party, have a get together, people click pictures with me. Now people know that I am a pansexual. So now they want to put it up on social media, like they want to put it on Facebook, WhatsApp status, Instagram. Ask this person if they are willing to be tagged. If they are not willing to be tagged, put some other picture. You can take some other pictures and I would be okay. I would be fine to be out of the frame. You take pictures, post. I'm fine. I don't want. Some people don't want visibility. They just want to feel themselves. So ask permissions before you do any of those, which is very, very important. And most of all, when you introduce yourself, use pronouns. So when I introduce myself, my name is Sujii. My pronouns are she and her, which means you can address me either she or her. I am Sujii. My pronouns are he and them. So when you address me, now suddenly when you look at me, I look feminine. So you might say, okay, she's from this community. And then you may realize, oh, this person's pronouns were he and them. Apologize immediately. And then correct it. Okay, let me introduce again. I would still wait. I wouldn't get aggressive. It may hurt me inside, but I'm okay if you're willing to correct yourself. Then you can introduce, hey, this is Sujii. He's coming from Bangalore. He comes with so many years of experience and his family is here. I feel good. I feel that, my entire space is accepting me. And then I can ideate. I will feel good. I will feel like connecting and talking. Otherwise, I will just shell inside again. I will avoid any conversations until a date I feel people around me are accepting. It's not out of judgment, but it's out of my birthright. I want to feel accepted. We are all social beings, right? So if an individual is asking you, maybe in a mall, somebody bumps into you and asks you, hey, you know what? I need to go to the washroom. And it could look in a female body. You can tell them, go straight onto the left. There is a male, female, and a gender neutral washroom. It's up to you what you want to use. They would feel good. If they have told you that, they've come out and they're from the community, they would feel very respected that their difference is accepted, right? And when we have conversations about the community, we need to include people from our community. We are not the decision makers for them. It's only they who know their journey, they who know their pain. So it's only they who can tell you what is good for them, what is not good for them. So include them in conversations, understand they have gone through a lot from childhood. Their well-being, mental, physical, emotional is thrashed to extremes we cannot even imagine. Sometimes we feel, no, our problem is so big. When you listen to them, what each one has gone through, you would feel that, how can people have so much courage to go through so much more? Right? So that brings me to the end of the conversation at this moment, but it's a long journey. So it's just a beginning that we have taken. And I totally respect each one of you who's been listening and soaking in this. Any questions? I'm sorry that it went beyond the time, but I hope it's adding value to all of you.
You can never give enough time to this topic, this kind of awakening. But yeah, I think it was an amazing session. I'm going to stop recording. So if you have been watching this till now on our YouTube channel or recording, thank you so much for having patience for listening to this. And then Thank you so much. Please keep asking questions in the chat, in the comments, or get to know more. Information is always available as long as you have a compassion, you are willing to connect, and you're willing to communicate from that space. Thank you.